I'm gonna start recording. So here we are. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here on this wonderful, cloudy-ish Thursday morning. I hope that your day is off to a great start. Ashley is here, and she's going to go on take number 2 of our morning boost with Ashley. We're going to talk about immune health later, but right now we're going to get our bodies flowing and moving with a 15 to 20 minute PiYo Flow. So, Ash, go for it.
All right, and you guys already got a little preview of what we're doing before everything froze. So feel free if you want to mute yourself. I will have some music playing in the background. I'm going to keep it kind of low so that it doesn't affect Josie's upload at all. You can play music in the background if you'd like. Other than that, we're just going to jump into it because I know you ladies already got a little preview. So we'll jump right in. Turn on the music, yeah. All right. So you're just going to start at the top of your mat or wherever you need. You don't need a lot of space. Shoes are optional. You're going to start with a nice big shoulder roll. Just bring the shoulders up, down, and back. We're just setting our posture. Think about that core is nice and tight. Hands down, we're going to start with those big circles. So circling from the bottom up, big circle, and then big side reach into 2 squats. Repeat the same thing, big circle, side reach, so opposite side, 2 squats. We got 2 more times, big circle, nice deep breath, side reach, 2 squats. Last time before we move on, big circle, side reach, 2 squats. You're gonna lunge back with the right, triple pulse. So it's 1, 2, 3, tap, same leg, 1, 2, 3, tap, 2 more, 1, 2, 3, tap, last one, 1, 2, 3, switching sides, 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap, got 2 more, last one. Then you're going to go out to the side, big side lunge. So it's out, in, out, tap. Out, in, out, tap. Same side, 2 more. So we got a nice long set, and then we'll cut it in half, all the way to the other side. Out, in, out, tap. Out, in, out, tap. 2 more. Last time. Hold in, big inhale up. Exhale down. Little leg pulses right here. So it's just right for 2, left for 2. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right for 2, left for 2. Inhale up. Nice big deep breath here. Exhale down. Right, left. Last one, big inhale. Exhale down. Right for 2, left for 2. Inhale up. Hands come back to the side. We're just back to the top. Circle it up. Big side reach. 2 squats. Big circle. Big side reach. Other side. 2 squats. Now we're going right back into those lunges. 1 leg back, triple, and tap in. Triple, tap in and switch. Triple, tap. 1, 2, 3. We're going to those sides. Out, in, out, tap, out, in, out, all the way. Out, in, out, tap, out, in, out, hold center, big inhale. Exhale down. Right leg for 2. Left for 2. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right for 2. Left for 2. Inhale up. We're back to the top again. Big circle. Reach a little deeper this time. 2 squats. Big circle. Opposite arm. 2 squats. Right leg lunge, triple. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, right into that creeper. Out, in, out, tap, out, in, out, all the way. Out, in, out, tap, out, in, out. Breathe in, big inhale. Exhale down. Right leg 2, left leg 2. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right leg 2, left leg 2. Now inhale up, coming right back down. We're just gonna hold a little stretch here. Hold, breathe. Relax here, stretching out those hamstrings, tummy in tight. Now roll up slow. 1 vertebrae at a time, bracing the core. Bring it all the way up. Give it a little shake at the top. And we're gonna move on to that heat building. So this is always the second set in PiYo. Get those muscles warm, build some heat. You're gonna stay at the top of your mat, take that big inhale up. Exhale down. Come back up to that flat back, nice long spine. Little hold. Relax the hands all the way to the mat. Step or jump back to that plank. We're dropping to the knees just to warm up those triceps. Hands are out. Think about those arms hugging the rib cage. Bring it down and up, down and up. You got 2 more, down and up. Last one, down and bring it up. Tuck those toes, go into that down dog. Same tempo, bring just the knees down and up, down and up. 2 more, down and up. Last one, down and up. Little hold. Bring the right leg in for a low lunge. Drop that back knee. Think low. We're just stretching here, opening up those hips. Breathe. Good. Tuck that back toe. Bring it back up. We're switching sides. Again, settle. Then drop that back knee. Sinking as low as you can go. You can stay high if you wish. Totally up to you and your flexibility. Hold here. Bring the hands back up. Tuck that toe. Step it in. We're going into the sun cells. Big inhale. Exhale down. Half lift. Step or jump to plank. Lower down, chaturanga, into up dog. Now open the chest, bring the shoulders out of the ears, little hold. Tuck the toes. Down dog. Little hold here. Breathe, tummy in tight. Look between the hands, step in. We're gonna speed it up a little. Inhale. Exhale down. Half lift. Step or jump to plank. Lower chaturanga, right into up dog. And then tuck the toes right into down dog. Look between the hands, step in. 1 more, big inhale. Exhale down. Half lift. Step or jump to plank. Brace that core, lower down. Up dog. Tuck the toes, down dog. Look between the hands, step in. Bring it all the way up. You got that windmill. 1 hand down, 1 hand up. Pulse for 2. And switch. 2, switch. 2, switch. Good. Bring it all the way up. First variation. Inhale. Exhale down. Half lift. Step back to plank. Now open up side plank. Either side, doesn't matter. Little hold. Back to plank. Down dog. Look between the hands, step in. Big inhale. Exhale down. Half lift. Step back to plank. Opposite side this time. Open up. Little hold. Back to plank. Down dog. Look between the hands. Step in. Bring it up. We're back to that windmill. Down and pulse. And switch. And switch. Last time. Good. Bring it up. Last variation. Big inhale. Exhale down. Half lift. Step back to down dog this time. Bring the right knee to the nose in a plank. Little pulse. Bring it up. Single dog. Pulse. Knee to nose. Single dog. Now that leg that's up, float it all the way through. Coming up into a lunge. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Step it in. Big inhale. Exhale down. Half lift. Right into down dog. This time, left knee to nose. Pulse. Left single dog. Pulse. Knee to nose. Single dog. And float it through. Come up into that lunge. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Step it in. Shake it out. That is your heat building. Now we're going to move on to flow. The big thing with flow is you do everything on one side of the body and then switch and do it on the other. So we're going to burn out one side. We're only going to do half of the flow just to keep this nice and short. So we've got 4 moves. You're going to find the balance on one leg. First move, tip into warrior 3. Come up in a mountain. You're going to open up angled sumo, double pulse into an atlas. Good. Repeat, tip, warrior, mountain. Open up angled sumo, it's just a double pulse into an atlas. 2 more times, hinge, mountain. Angled sumo, into atlas. Last time before we move on, hinge, mountain, angled sumo, into atlas. That leg that's in the back, side lunge, rear lunge, side, rear, side, rear. 2 more. 1, last one. You're gonna hold that rear lunge, turn that back foot, straighten the back leg, warrior. You're gonna push into a reverse. Push into reverse. 2 more, push into reverse. Last one, push into reverse. Step that back leg in. Same thing, hinge, mountain, angled sumo, atlas. 1 more, hinge, mountain, angled sumo, into atlas. Side lunge, rear lunge. 1 to the side, 1 to the rear. Side, rear and hold, warrior stance, push, and reverse. 1 more, push, and reverse. Little hold here, step it in. We're just gonna switch sides. So normally you would do a lot more on that one side. We're just gonna switch to the other. Find the balance on the opposite leg, hinge, mountain, open up, sumo, into atlas, hinge. Find the balance in that supporting leg, mountain, open up, angled sumo, into atlas. You got 2 more, hinge, mountain, angled sumo, into atlas. Last time before we move on, hinge, mountain, angled sumo, Atlas. Side lunge, rear lunge. Out to the side, straight back. Out to the side, straight back. 2 more. Last one, and you hold that rear. Turn that foot, straighten that back leg, push into reverse. Push. Reverse. Nice deep breath here, push. Sink into that front leg. Last time, push. Reverse. Bring that back leg in, we're back to that top. Hinge. Mountain. Wide sumo. Atlas. Hinge. Mountain. Wide sumo. Atlas. Side lunge, rear lunge. We only got 2 this time. Here's 2. Hold back, turn that foot, sink into that front leg, push into reverse. 1 more. Push into reverse, little hold here, and step it in. Awesome. So now we're just going to move into a little stretch and cool it down. So we're going to inhale up, exhale down, half lift, step or jump back to plank, push up into a down dog, and bring one leg in through a pigeon. So you're bringing one leg in, other leg stays back. Wiggle around, figure out what feels good for you, and sink into it. A little hold here, breathe. Nice, deep stretch. So normally in PiYo, you will have your flow, and then you go into a core and more. And then after your core, you go into a stretch and strengthen. So our pigeon is from our stretch and strengthen set. You get a nice long stretch followed by a strength move. Nice deep breath here. Sink a little lower if you can. Wiggle around, get a little deeper. Almost there. Now bring the hands up, tuck that back toe. We're gonna step back into a down dog. And you got down dog push-ups. So bending at the elbows. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hold that down dog just real quick. Bring the opposite leg in for pigeon on the other side. Sinking into it. So you have lots of options in pigeon. You can add a quad stretch into this if you want. Totally up to you. When it comes to the stretch, it's your stretch. You get to decide. Sink a little lower, wiggle around, get a little deeper. Breathe here. Hold. Try to relax everything. Walk that back foot back a little farther if you can. Almost there. Nice deep breath. Tuck that back toe. Bring those hands up. We're going back to that down dog. 4 push-ups. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're just going to come down to our knees and come into a little cross-legged seat. And take a couple breaths to finish it off. Hands to the side. Big inhale up. Palms come together. Exhale down. Interlock those fingers, push the hands away from you, rounding the back, and then bring the hands up and behind the head and open the chest. Good. Bring it down. Big inhale up. Palms together, exhale down. Interlock those fingers, push away. Hands come up, open the chest, and bring it down. We're just going to take one last big inhale up. Palms together, exhale down. And we're cool. All right. So that's a little PiYo Flow for you. So a little sneak peek of what we got going on.
So good. So fill everybody in. You teach these via Zoom now, don't you?
Yes. So I used to teach live classes here in Geraldine and in Fort Benton. However, with the whole COVID situation, I switched to teaching 2 PiYo classes, Wednesday and Thursdays at 3 p.m. via Zoom. And what I did was, most of it was tailored fit to those people that I was teaching live, but then I wanted to open up to everybody. And to make it super easy and affordable, I just did a $20 a month subscription, which gets you all the classes and every recording. So I record every class and send it out the next morning, but I'm prorating it by $5 a week. So if you were to join the last week of April, it would only be $5. If you join the first week in May, it would be the $20. Just to make it simple, easy, add a little accountability. The biggest thing the people in my class said that they were missing was the accountability and seeing the faces. They're like, if you just give me a recording, I'm probably not going to do it. So this gives them a set time, a set day. They get to show up. They get to see everybody's face. You can have the video on or off, totally up to you. And then we record it and they get something to do and practice later on.
I love it. How many days a week do you teach it?
So right now we just have the 2 days. It's Wednesday and Fridays at 3:30 p.m. However, I'm thinking about adding like a 30-minute HIIT cardio on a Monday, just to get something else in there and make it a little more fun, make it a little more upbeat. So we do a very slow kind of flow PiYo for those 2 days because it's tailor fit towards the gals that I was teaching. So if I get the interest, I'll add in another class, and of course it'll just be included with the subscription. I'm not gonna switch anything up, and we'll do it as long as we're stuck in our houses.
I love it. Well, it was wonderful. I feel so good. I started to tune into my body and found little spots that I was like, wow, I need to stretch out a little bit, do some mobility work.
Yeah, it's great for that slow strength. So it's fun because it's not as slow as yoga. You're not holding the poses for a long time. You're really flowing through it. And they like to throw in a lot of functional movements. So when we get into some of the power section or the lower body, you've got lots of lunges, lots of squats, different things like that to add in that extra functional movement as well.
Awesome. So should we dive in? Do you guys have any questions on any of Ashley's questions or her classes or anything before we jump in? Anybody? All right. Well, let's chat a little bit about immunity health.
Hey, Josie, it's Brian.
Hi.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Can you just email us that information and just how to get a hold of her if we're interested?
Of course.
Perfect.
Yeah. So Ash, whenever you're ready, you can jump into your second part.
Awesome. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about immune health. For me, it really hit home it was November of 2018. I always known I've had thyroid issues. It's something I've struggled with since I was 21. But it wasn't until 2018 that I figured out I also had Graves' autoimmune disorder. So that gave me it made me nervous and scared, but at the same time, it gave me answers to why my thyroid was doing what it was doing. And then when this COVID situation came about, and we started hearing how the immunocompromised were, in this highly affected area, that made me even more nervous. Now, luckily, my immune disorder is actually currently in remission. So that is very exciting for me, but it doesn't negate the fear that you have when you know that you have this immune disorder that could come up at any time. So, and right now with the fear and the anxiety and everything that's going on, it's important that we stay healthy and support our immune systems the best we can so that when it is time to revisit the real world, I guess you could say, we feel confident in that and we're not going out of our house with all this extra anxiety and fear. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple tips that I use that help me feel better and will help support your immune system. And the surprising part about it is most immune boosting things are things that we should be doing every day. So it's your daily lifestyle. It's things that you should be incorporating anyways. And we forget that these things help us. And there's so much in our daily lifestyle that can either help or hurt us. So the first one, of course, is what we just did today. And that's just movement and exercise. And it's just keeping our blood flowing, keeping that blood circulating, getting oxygen to all the muscles, and making sure that we're increasing that blood flow. So we should be moving every day. And, you know, exercise, that term gets a bad rap because you don't have to exercise every day, but you should be moving every day. And that could be a walk. That could be walking up and down your stairs, doing laundry. It can be simple stuff that you do every day, but our bodies are not made to be sedentary. So if you're sitting a lot, especially with people working from home, I do a lot of computer work. I find myself sitting a lot. So that's something I've really focused on, is making sure that I'm getting up and moving in the morning. I'm taking walks when I can. So we live 3/4 of a mile from town. And so I've just made it my goal to walk to town to get my mail instead of driving to town. It's a 2-mile little walk. It gets me moving. It gets me out of my house. So that was my first tip, is just make sure that you're moving every day. It doesn't have to be strenuous. It doesn't have to be, you know, a 2-hour workout. It can be simple movement around the house, outside, go for a walk, take your pets, do whatever you got to do. So that's number one. Number two is your diet, your nutrition. Make sure, the biggest thing that compromises our immune system with nutrition are those allergy foods. If you have certain allergies or food sensitivities, those can hinder your immune system. Another big one is sugar. So unfortunately, sugar is in everything. And we all know that that's something that we should kind of keep track of. So just be aware of your sugar intake. We're sitting in the house, we're bored, we want to eat more, we want to snack more, but that's one good way to kind of increase that immune system just through your healthy nutrition, is watch out for sugar, watch out for those starchy refined carbs. For me, gluten is huge. So I was able to figure out that I have molecular mimicry when it comes to gluten. So my body cannot tell the difference between gluten and my thyroid. So when I eat gluten, my autoimmune goes into full force. It starts attacking that gluten, and then it can't tell the difference, and it starts attacking my thyroid. And that's something that I've just found personally. Everybody has different food sensitivities. Everybody has different issues. So it's really figuring out, what are your sensitivities? What foods are you reacting to, and trying to either reduce or eliminate those foods. And with healthy nutrition, of course, drinking enough water. Again, we all should be drinking plenty of water. It's hard during the colder months, especially in Montana. I find myself having to force myself to drink water. But, you know, we're made of water, and water helps flush those toxins and helps flush our system. So we really want to make sure that we're getting all the bad stuff out, and we're flushing it out with lots of water. The third thing is sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Sleep is so important because it's our body's way of kind of recharging at the end of the night. It gets rid of all the crappy stuff. It's able to rest, relax, and kind of reset for the next day. So if you're getting to bed later and waking up earlier, and you're lowering or reducing that amount of sleep, you're not giving yourself enough time to recharge. And I think sleep is probably one of the bigger ones right now, as far as really making sure that we're not burning ourselves out. So if you're not getting enough sleep, it's really, really easy to burn your body out, because it's not having that time to reset and recharge. So, and everybody's different, so I can't say how much sleep you should get. Most recommendations are that 7 to 8 hours, but see how you feel. Are you energized in the morning? Are you waking up super, super tired? Are you finding that later in the afternoon you are really drained and tired? So are you making bad food choices? So a lot of times when we're sleep deprived, we make bad food choices. So making sure that you're getting that rest, so you're giving your body that time to kind of reboot, recharge, and get that extra energy. And then the fourth one is stress and anxiety. And we heard a lot about that last night, and I loved that webinar. It was amazing, because right now it is very true. We are all very stressed and anxious because of this whole unknown situation. The unknown scares people. When we don't know what's going to happen, when we don't know if we're financially secure, when we don't know what the world is going to do to us, we get scared. So what are you doing to combat that stress and that anxiety? What are you doing to relax and do a little self-care? Are you doing meditation practices? Are you doing breathing exercises? Are you taking that nice hot bath at the end of the night to, reduce that stress? So if you're not implementing some kind of stress reducing practice, I highly recommend it. You have lots of options. There are coaches out there to help you figure this out, to help you figure out what fits in your lifestyle. And it doesn't have to be, yet again, it doesn't have to be something that takes 40 minutes, an hour. It can be a 5-minute breathing exercise that you do just because you're super anxious and you're super stressed out. Couple breathing. There's tons of apps out there for meditation. There's lots of devices like heart math to help with that, so you can figure out what works for you. But the important thing is take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your soul. Make sure everything's in check and balance so that everything is working optimally. And then the last thing, you do have the option of taking vitamins and supplements to help. So I know the CDC and IFM, the Institute for Functional Medicine, have put out certain supplements that do help specifically with viruses and the COVID. In Montana, one of the biggest ones that any doctor will recommend, and this is on a normal day, is vitamin D. Are you getting enough vitamin D every day? So in Montana, we don't have the amount of sunlight that other places have, so we're lacking that vitamin D. So getting outside as much as you can when it's sunshine. Today, you may or may not get some, but getting outside as much as you can first thing in the morning, getting that vitamin D. And if you don't think you're getting enough, there's always the option to supplement. And that's something that any general practitioner can help you out with, to give you like guidelines on how much you should be getting if you're deficient and all that fun stuff. Some of the other vitamins that have been mentioned on podcasts and on the CDC are things like zinc, vitamin A, vitamin C, and elderberry. Now, because this virus is still very unknown, there isn't a lot of testing. So they can't say for sure that, yes, this supplement or this vitamin is going to work perfectly for this virus. But these are all things that we should have in our daily diet anyways. So if you're getting a good, healthy, balanced diet, you may be getting all these. And again, you can visit with your practitioner and just ask, hey, I want to know if I'm low on any vitamins. And they can do an easy blood test, and then you can tell, and then you can take according to what you're actually deficient in versus just picking and choosing. Because you definitely don't want to overdo a supplement if you're getting it in your daily diet. So I know vitamin A is one of those ones where you can get too much of, and I know it's very iffy with pregnant women as well. So you just want to make sure that you're not overdoing it. But if you're worried and it's something you're concerned about, your practitioner can definitely help you out with that. So those are just the 5 things that I highly recommend. And like I said, 90% of it is lifestyle. Make sure you're moving, make sure you're hydrating, make sure you're, focusing on that nutrition. A lot of times we have the excuse not to focus on our nutrition. Well, right now is the perfect time. We're stuck at home. We got more time to cook. We got more time to prep. Buy that healthy food, have some fun with it, involve your kids, do some fun things, experiment a little, see what works for you. So that is what I have.
I love it. That was so good. And just to let you guys know, I'm sure everybody on the call knows this already, but there's not a shortage in our area of going into the grocery store for fresh produce. So I feel like a lot of people are really going after the frozen food section and the canned food section, but the fresh produce is there. So take advantage of it. So awesome. Well, do you guys have any questions at all for Ashley before we sneak off of here? That was great.
Jackie does. Hi, Ashley.
What?
I said Jackie does. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Jackie.
I just remember when you were first going through, figuring out everything with your thyroid, you were reading a lot of books. What books do you recommend for people to help them, kind of tune into their body and learn a little bit more about nutrition and how it affects you?
I read a lot of thyroid-specific books. If you're worried about autoimmunity, there's Amy Meyers has the Autoimmune Protocol, which is an excellent book. I love that book. Most of the books I was reading was very specific to thyroid. So there's the Paleo Thyroid Solution. That one is great because it talks a lot about nutrition specific to thyroid issues. So that's the biggest thing, is we're all so individual that the same nutrition isn't going to work for everybody. IFM, if you go to the IFM website, the Institute for Functional Medicine, they have tons of information on diet.
What is it?
IFM, ifm.org. So it's the Institute for Functional Medicine. So I'm currently 3/4 of the way through the program. It's Functional Medicine Coaching Academy. I'm getting my health coaching certification, and they're very based off of functional medicine. So if anyone's interested, I was lucky enough, they've given me all the IFM food plans, and I am more than happy to share those if there's something particular you want to try. They have a core food plan, they have a detox food plan, they have an elimination diet, they have different, like a mitochondrial food plan, but it's all based on what you want to try, and you have to test it out. You have to see what works best for you. Some of the best ways to learn about, if you are worried about like food sensitivities, the best thing to do is like an elimination diet. It doesn't cost you anything other than you follow the food plan, you eliminate a bunch of known allergies or sensitivity foods, and then you start bringing them back in to see how your body reacts to them. And that's a good way to try to do it without having to take a bunch of blood tests or different tests to try to decide, you know, oh, what am I sensitive to? There's also different like stool tests you can do at home. I've done one. Viome is one that you order, you get it at your house, you do it, and then it comes back in a fancy little app, and it tells you like, these are all the foods that your particular microbiome in this moment does not agree with, or you can't digest them because of certain pathways in your body. So, but none of it's going to be, it's all very individual, I guess is what I could say.
Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. So if you have a specific topic, like you're like, oh, I want to learn about nutrition and thyroid, or I want to learn about nutrition and MS, or Carrie Wahls is another really good one. She's got some good nutrition programs out there. There's tons of functional medicine doctors that kind of have their niche in particular ailments, and then they create and write their book about that ailment and the nutrition that will help with that ailment. If you're worried about Alzheimer's, Dr. Bredesen has an amazing book about a protocol that goes through for helping with people with a history of Alzheimer's, or if you have the gene and you want to prevent it. So it's very, very individual to what you're looking for.
Amazing. Thanks, Ash.
You're welcome.
Well, yes. So what I'll do is, if you guys have any questions that you want answered for Ashley, she's so easy to reach. She's so personable. She's just wonderful. And then I will upload this video to YouTube so we can still share that link. And I will put Ash, if you just send me your information, I'll put it into the bottom of the video so people can reach out, know how to find you and all that good stuff. And at 11, we have another fun nutrition workshop. So if you guys want to jump on in here, we'll do that thing. So anyways, thank you guys so much for being on this morning. I hope that you enjoyed it. And Ash, thank you so much.
Thank you.